my iTunes. I never even loaded this in. But it is absolutely impossible, in my opinion, to not include this album in the top 5 greatest rock albums of all time, because it has sold about 10 million copies. And literally every song on the record is a classic rock staple. Like, you hear it constantly still. I mean, it's undeniable, this record. And as a guy that has worked in rock radio pretty much my entire life at this point, I've literally played every song from this album on the radio countless times. And anybody that works in classic rock radio knows there's not an hour that doesn't go by. At least every other hour, one of the songs from this record is coming up. Basically the brainchild of one guy in his bedroom, when that was highly unusual. Now it's not, but highly unusual. Back in 1976, that guy being Tom Scholz, the band being Boston. The first Boston record. I struggled with this because although I certainly like the record, I'm sort of burnt on all these songs, and I've played them a billion friggin' times. But then I went into my library and I pulled out the CD and I'm reading the tracks. More Than a Feeling, Peace of Mind, Foreplay Long Time, Rock and Roll Band, Smokin', Hitch a Ride, Something About You, Let Me Take You Home Tonight. Another album with 8 songs, not a clunker in the bunch, and not one any self-respecting rock fan doesn't know. There's not enough credit, if that's the right word, given to the standing of this record. And you could make a case that it's absolutely ludicrous this band's not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, based off of what I just read you. I mean, it's crazy. So I had to include, and there are a lot of records that I left on the sideline that I personally like a lot more and listen to a lot more. Like I said, I don't think I ever sat down in my life and tracked the first Boston start to finish just for my own listening. But I don't have to, because literally every one of those songs I could sing and know inside out, because the entire album is a greatest hits record. Like, if you were making a Boston greatest hits record, you take those 8 songs, you add Don't Look Back, and you add Amanda, and done. There's your 10 songs. There's probably a couple others, but you know what I'm saying? Literally, the entire record is a greatest hits record. The debut album from Boston at number 4, you make the case it could have been number 1, just off of what I said, but I can't go there personally just because it doesn't mean that much to me, as great as it is. Number 3 for me,